morning. All right, 2 days in a row I'm making videos. This is pretty exciting for me. All right, so last night we had a bit of an event. We took all the kids to a local store called Five Below, and it was like late. It was 8:30 after we finished all of our barn chores and supper and everything. So we went there so they could each pick something out. Our 6-year-old foster guy somehow ended up, from what I was told by my daughter, is he bent down to pick up a ball and somehow his face connected with a metal display, sliced it right open, sliced his eyebrow right open, and he comes running over to me and he goes, "Is it bad, Lindsay? Is it bad?" And I'm like, I don't even know. I can't see because he's got his hands over it. And then in between his fingers, I see blood starting to pour out of his face. And I'm like, yeah, I think it might be bad. It might be. So we actually did finish purchasing what we had. Jake, my husband, brought him to the car and got him an ice pack and just some napkins to wipe up the blood. And I finished with the other 3 kids that we had in the store. And then we took our crew over to the hospital. They ended up not doing stitches just because he was completely inconsolable and they couldn't. So they just glued it and bandaged his head like a mummy. But it was a very late night for us. I did eventually bring the other guys back home and my husband stayed with him at the hospital. But this is actually the second time in the last 2 weeks that he's gone to the hospital. The first time was like a week and a half ago, and he fell on the bus and again sliced his face open. No stitches, but glued it. And I was just like, wow, this buddy is clumsy, but he's all right. He's totally fine. I mean, it's scary when you're bleeding, but so that was the event for last night. Everybody's going to school today, though. He doesn't need to stay home. He's all right, but it was very eventful. I'm actually on my way back from doing chores at the barn with the horses, and I need to get everybody to school, so I am on my way back. But I thought I would come in and say that before I forgot about it. And again, that's something where foster care is different than your own biological children, because if it was my biological child, I would just take the liquid stitches out of the medical kit and put it on there myself. But because it's a foster kid, we don't really get to make that choice. You know, we need to have them seen, 1, so that they can be treated properly by a professional, and 2, so that there's a record of it, you know, in case anything happens, because he did get hurt pretty significantly twice in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. So we need to have a real clear record of that so that it covers us, and so we are doing our part to make sure he's being treated medically in the most appropriate way. So to the ER we go. Hopefully that doesn't happen again, but he's a 6-year-old boy, so I kind of think it might. But anyway, I will hopefully keep up with this and maybe make another video. I have very specific things I want to talk about. I just need uninterrupted minutes to do it, which doesn't seem to happen unless I'm driving